Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to this video tutorial as well. As you all know, I'm Samuel Precious, and we always bring to you useful tips and useful videos as regards maths from graphics. Alright. So without wasting much of our time, let's just get started. We just have a very small video today concerning a beautiful flyer. Let's go to our Pixellab straight. Alright, let me just save this. Sorry. Alright, so we are going to be modeling or replicating as well, whatever, a flyer here. I think I gave differences between modeling and replicating some while ago. Alright, so if you have been following my videos, you should have known that I say that a lot. So I don't want to waste my time at all, or your time actually. So let me just get this design. Alright, so it will be easier for you to import whatever design you want to model, alright, or whatever design you want to replicate instant before you start, because it's kind of stressful for you as a beginner to memorize all the concepts, or to actually minimize and be checking your files. It's kind of stressful. Alright, so we'll start with our background. So our background is white, right? Background is white. Let's check. Sorry, this is my plain background. Let's check it out here. The color code is X. The X code is FFF. Alright, so and the next thing we're gonna be doing right now is okay, should we do the background blending last? Alright, let's just do that last so we can work well. This is a very simple flyer. It's the simplest flyer you can ever do create. I'm very sure most of us can do this. Alright, so to make it easier for us, we increase the size of this design. We increase the size of this design to the maximum. It's 100%. Then we centralize it so that we can accurately place images there. You can as well reduce the opacity, alright, so that it will be imaginary. It won't compete with our main element. So the first thing we do is to bring in the image of this handsome looking young man, probably a pastor. I think that's a very popular gospel musician, if you know. Let's I think I have a picture here. Alright, that's great. So what do? It's facing the other side. Just go to crop, flip it over. You learn something new. Alright, always lock your work, right? Whatever you don't want to disturb you, just lock it up. So let's increase. We may not be accurate, but we should be very close. Are you sure this is the same image? Let me check. Okay, it's kind of bigger. Right, you can see the image has a very high quality. One of the things that will spoil your design is using bad quality images and stretching. When you stretch your designs, it's bad. All right. So what I mean by stretching your images, when you drag it here, it's fucking bad. You drag it here, that's so bad. You have distorted the value of the image. So we're just gonna go back right now. Alright, let's go to the processes again. Alright, so let's increase this. Alright, so we are gonna lock that up so that it's not gonna disturb us. Alright, that is done. So we can hide it as well, so that we'll be able to see other things. Sure, you get that. Alright, so you can use whatever logo. Alright, you don't have to get this logo. So let's just quickly do the main part of it. So I'm gonna be writing this in the midst. Right, we have in the midst. You all caps. Alright, I think the color is black and the font. Alright, let's try one of my favorite font. I think that's better. That's no irregular. If it's not long enough, we have other long fonts like Go Bold, like Nata, a lot of them. Right, it's not long at all. Alright, so we're gonna check out Nata or Go Bold. Let me check Go Bold first. We have Go Bold, iBold or whatever. Go Bold, iBold. So let's check Go Bold, iBold. Alright, it's not really cool. So I think Nata should be the best thing now. So Nata, you may also have a very related font there, right? You don't have to use exact one I'm using. Let's check Nata type, whatever, medium. Right, I think this is looking exactly. So let's check the Nata family. We'll find something deeper. Right. Nata. Okay, medium. Is it not medium we used just now? Is there something bolder than medium? Let's check. That's Meta. Oh my god. Here we go. Here we have in the midst. Let me embolden it to the effect. Alright, I think this is looking alright. So let me copy it and try one other font I have here that looks like that. What's the name again? Let me just check it here. Okay, here's the font. That's Vanguard. Yeah, Vanguard CF medium. Oh no. Okay, it's not enough. So we're just gonna make use of this guy. So we'll reduce the size. Alright, then we'll work with the spacing. Alright, want to see how it looks in the mix. Alright, that's cool. Just place it somewhere around this place. We're going to be working on the element later. Then you copy it. We have storm, right? So we edit this, right? Storm. Then you delete the S, capitalize. So we have term. Right, we have term. So you work with the spacing. So that's the storm. And I think you should know the reason why I'm writing storm instead of storm. I'm very sure you pretty much know that. Alright, let me try one more spacing. You pretty much should know that. So the reason is because you can see the S is kind of bigger. Alright, the S is kind of bigger. So, oh my god, our music has stopped. Okay, so we write our S again with the same font, capital. Then we increase the size. That's just a little trick. Alright, so here we are. Let's hide this guy if this thing is looking meaningful at all. Let me try to reduce the bold. Take away the bold. Okay, the bold needs to be there. Alright, so let's just follow our steps. So make sure the storm and the torm are, don't let them look like they are not the same thing. It's just a manipulation. But we'll measure that out later, right? We're gonna do that later. So the next thing we're gonna be doing now is to write out. We have not even given them colors. All right, give this black color, black color, um, black color. All right, so you come here and write something like this of the, right, of the, I think it's cap. All right, so you just use normal sans serif font, and I think my favorite, it's Montserrat. Right, it's got a family. Let's try Montserrat bold one. Let's try it out and see how it looks. All right, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. So let's move it here and see the effect. All right, this is perfect. So the color is gonna be white. Color is gonna be white, and we are going to give it background color, and the background color will be red. Right, you can just pick the exact red from the flyer. I've been doing this a lot. All right, I think all of us know how to do that. All right, so then we'll work with the patterns. The left pattern should be increased, right, until it's matching the original one. Same thing. Oh my God, what's this? What's this? All right, so continue from where we stopped. This is around 21. All right, so the top padding will be reduced so as to match the original one. Okay, I think it's cool on -6, and the bottom padding as well is gonna be reduced. All right, just watch and try that out yourself. Okay, that is everything for this. Okay, so the next thing here we have something like what's it called, a rectangle. Bring in your shape, and I think it's black as well. All right, so oh, forgot to give it a color over there. You can as well do that here. You give it a color, right? Then work with the rearrangement. All right, you can see there is something there is sharp stuff on it that looks it's sharp. It's looking like a knife. It's cutting down the middle of the letter M. All right, that's something we can always do later. We can ignore or we do it later if there is. Okay, I don't want to waste our time. When we have if we have enough time, after we're done, I would just quickly do that. All right, it's something really simple. It's just manipulation of the triangle. Let me just give you a tip in case I'm not able to do that. So you come to the size, disable this thing, and work with the width. Okay, it's normal now. All right, so we've got in the midst of the storm and our theme. Our theme. All right, so all caps. We are still going to be making use of the same font we used earlier, and this time around it's going to have a black text background. All right, so Montserrat bold one, here we come. So let's quickly navigate this guy to the appropriate place. All right, so we have our theme. The theme is white, the background color is black. and we have to give it a radius. All right, let's give it left and right pattern first. This should be the same thing. It is centralized. It should be the same thing. All right, so the radius should stay around 12. That's cool. Okay, it's perfect. So why are you lying on your face like this? All right, that question is not mine. Let's put it there. Why are you lying on your face like this? Right. Okay, why are you lying on your face like this? Right. Why? Jesus Christ. If you have a big finger, you experience this sometimes. Why are you lying on your face like this? All right, all caps. And the font is still the same. This is one of the secrets that you should know. Don't change font unnecessarily. All right, where are you lying on your face? On your face like this. Joshua 7:10. And make sure you put this thing here. All right. All right. Joshua 7:10. Joshua 7:10. Okay. Let's reduce the size. Okay, we are cool. All right. I think this is cool. So you copy it to avoid waste of time, and you write this. Meanwhile, we are going to give this color. Don't forget the natural color that comes with it is a kind of uh, it's a kind of black that is not really black. All right, 4th to 10th. All right, 4th to 10th. Color is white. Copy it. 6:30 p.m. 6:30 p.m. Right. Then copy. We have at the church auditorium opposite ADB Bank. At the church auditorium. At the church auditorium. Opposite ADB Bank. All caps. Okay. We copy that. This time around, it's gonna be black. June 22nd. All right. Okay, June 2022. All right. Sorry. That's June 2022. So let's give it a text background. Check our time. Okay, thank God we fast. So the text background is going to be white. And okay, before let's give it another color so that we can check what we are doing. The right padding is 14, then the left padding should be the same thing. Okay, to make it even, let's make this 13. Alright, so let's check it back to white. So we just have to copy that. Copy it and make this one each night. What about the arrangement? We are doing that last. Each night. Alright, we have each night here. So after that, what else do we have here? Alright, we have the logo, the background, the arrangement, and the name of the preacher. That is the only thing left. So with that, we are free to take away this picture, so we can properly do what we need to do. So we just, guys, it's looking like rubbish right now. All right, there is something else. The big guy at the background, let's quickly create a shape. All right, you're just gonna create something like this real quick. No time to waste. Just drop it down here. This guy comes here. All right, the radius is just the radius. All right, there's something wrong with the radius of the original design. All right, it is dragged when it is not here. Like when you want to edit your image, your shape, edit it here. If you do not, when you drag it out after you have clicked on this thing, you have the access to still drag it. It will be distorted. It won't be all round. It won't be cool. So the color is gonna be black, right? Black. So you send this back. Go back. That's all. So let's see the man. So the first thing you do is make it opaque. All right, so here we go. So we can now correct what we think it's not right with our design ourselves. All right, so me saying this now, I'm very sure the spacing is unnecessary. All right, we're just trying to meet up with the original design. Probably something's wrong with the aspect ratio of the canvas. So let's check the spacing. All right, this is the normal spacing we should use. Okay, so this is just going to affect others, and we are going to do justice to that. Okay, storm. Right, so if this is like this, the only thing we can do is this one we just reduce the paddings, right? Reduce the left padding especially, but to make it more even, reduce the right padding as well. All right, so okay, all right, so this one will come down here. So we'll come down here to make it look like one. There shouldn't be too much differences. All right, stop. I think this is good. Then they will reduce the size of this one a bit. It should be around 93, 92. So we take it to the right. Okay, I think we are cool with that. It's looking good already. So we have our theme. Let's check if the theme is on the central. Click on your grid line. We all know how to do this. So you bring this vertical line. Bring this one here. So we just want to measure out where the middle should be. It's just using our sense here. Let's check. Is the middle correct? This should be the middle, right? All right, if this is the middle, then the theme is not really correct. So you click on the theme and centralize it with respect to this place only. I think it's looking centralized now. All right, so also this one. Okay, I think this is good. So what we have to do again, what we have to do again to avoid, to make sure our work is properly aligned, this black man here should follow suit. All right, that is what we call alignment and principles of graphic design. Right, that's what we call alignment. So what else are we gonna do here? What else are we gonna do? So let's check this tune. This is the last thing you should always do when you bring all your elements together. Whatever thing you're doing, make sure you align your work. You rearrange. You check again, and after that you check again. All right. Let's reduce all this. It's kind of unnecessary. Let's take it to A8. All right. So same thing for each night. Okay, I think this one has a very longer hair. Okay. All right, so you just have to. All right, so this being in place, let's check our designs again. I think this one is perfect. This one is perfect. Take it up a bit. Okay. Okay. So there is something below the storm. Whatever. It's simple, very simple. All right. Just bring in your shape. All right. Let's take away this guy to avoid distraction. Give it a okay. It's actually black. So give it a black color and give it radius. Radius is something around 30. As I'm looking at this, it should be around 30. And reduce the opacity. Just watch the steps and increase the stroke to something like 3, and that's all. Here we go. So you bring this here. So you can either there are two ways of doing that. You can either mask or crop. Let me crop to make it very fast. But masking is always the best for most things. But cropping is good as well. All right. So let's check how it's supposed to look. And we have to crop it again. All right, so that's just the simple step. That's just a simple thing. All right, so um, let me put the current date, 23 um OCT. All right, our design is here. Can you see? Looking dope and simple, and we have not even put what we need to put. So let's just bring our Anson Man's picture. Now you can see his picture is covering some stuff. So you just send this picture to the back, or you come here. You either drag these ones up, or you just drag his picture down. That's all. Drag the picture down. All right, the picture is there. The picture is there. Everything is cool, right? Everything is cool. So what do we need to do again? This design looks empty, and that is the major thing. Let me just tell you a secret about church designs. What make church designs kind of unique and different? First, text effects and manipulations are eminent in church designs. You'd always have them. You would always have them. You can't. All right. And also background manipulation. You can't have a church design that's looking plain like this. It's not looking cool at all. All right. So let me just bring a fictional logo. Let me bring a fictional logo. Can I get okay? Can I get one here? Can I get a fictional logo? So you can just hang in there. Let's check. All right. Very perfect. Right. Is the logo not too big? The logo should be small, It depends on your design, but your logo should always remain small. So to bring in unity to the design, the color should be black or something related to the design. And I think black is the best for this design, right? So we'll work with the alignment again. All right, so before we proceed, I want you to do something real quick, something really important. Just check on the below, just check below. All right, you'd see something like red button. I know you may not have clicked it before, just click it. It is called subscribe button. Click on the subscribe button and you will see a bell somewhere around that place. Click on the bell, the notification bell. You are safe and it's free, all right? And just comment, share the video with others, and in the comment section, whatever you need to tell us, whatever you want us to create a video about, you can always do that, and I would always reply. All right, you can always check out the previous ones. I reply to every comment. All right, so I'm very sure you've done that. The essence is for you to always have access to have videos anytime. You'll be among the first people that have access to the video immediately it's dropped. Immediately I drop a new video like this, you'll be notified by Google. All right, you'll be notified instantly. So that being done, I trust you've done that. Trust you've done that. The name of the church, Reformed Church. Okay, let me increase the size of this to check the name of the church. The United Reformed Church. All right, we have United Reformed Church, and I think the color is black, right? So the United Reformed Church. We have United Reformed Church, all caps. So the font would also be from the Montserrat family. All right, Montserrat family. Okay, thank God. Montserrat family, where are you? So I think Montserrat medium is cool. The color should be black. United Reformed Church. All right, let's just put it that way. There. I don't want to put other details because of how the logo looks. All right, this is perfect for our logo. All right, this is very perfect for our logo. Okay, United Reformed Church, blah blah blah. What do we have? We have present. As you know, your present is always in those of you that use script, or sorry, you use signature fonts to write present. It's totally wrong. We use block fonts like this, this sans serif fonts that have no design, no fancy, nothing. You use them, and you can always add space when necessary to present. All right, so let's check if our present is centralized. So it's safe here. All right. This being done, I feel like deleting this one so that we can view. But I think there is one more thing we haven't done, or two things rather. So the first one, we're just gonna do everything before 5 minutes. So just go with me. I want to be fast right now. So you come to your shapes, all right? make this circle, or you choose it, right? Then reduce the opacity. You can reduce it to 75. Okay. Then reduce the size. Oh, it's not reduced enough. You can use the opacity here as well, right? Just reduce it to your taste. Right, so it ranges from the bottom thigh to the corner of the armpit. I'm just trying to scale it. Okay, perfect. So here we go. So you draw another circle. This is a kind of glass morphism, glass effect. All right, another one that's gonna be red, and I think the red is somehow gradient. So let's come to our color. I'll just create the red color easily here. A deeper red and a lighter red on top. Strike it here. In fact, both of them should be very deep. I want it to look like the first red we used, so there will be unity in your design. Alright, so okay. So we have Samuel Coffee, right? We know this is not the name of the man. It's a fictional design, all right? That's not a name. I think this is QUC. All right, so we have Samuel. Let me put my name. All right, I don't really know what's written here. I don't really know, but you can put something innovative there. You can just let's copy this. Let's change the alignment of this first. In fact, let's change the font first. Montserrat bold should do if it's not too deep. And I'm not cool with the line spacing. Minus 2 should be okay. Then we can work with the alignment. The alignment on the original design is central. So all right, so we're just gonna put something on top, and let's put host. So we're gonna be making use of one of my favorite fonts here. Change the color to white. That's orthography. That's one of signature font. Orthography. Right. Let me check the padding. All right, we can just do some modification with that later. So I think this is cool like this. So I'm just going to delete this so that we have full access to our background and manipulations, because I'm very sure that's what some of us have been expecting. So you bring in the picture you want to use for the background manipulation. All right, so which one am I going to use now? I think this one is cool. All right, if the one you have over there, it's not white and black, you can always change that from your color filters. All right, you just take the saturation down, it will turn to white and black. All right, so that's the trick. And if you need these resources, all the videos I create, the resources are always being dropped in a closed Telegram channel, and you can always find a link in the description of this video or any of my videos. I always drop the description to get I always drop the link of the Telegram group on the description of whatever video I create. All right, so you can always go there, access all the previous ones. I can't just drop or drive link here where you may lost sometimes later, whatever. All right, just the Telegram channel or Telegram group, you would have access to everything I've been sending there so far. All right, so the first thing you do is go back, send this picture to the back, go back. All right, you can see it's causing some kind of distortion, but that's not our business. Come to your eraser, increase the blur, increase this a bit, then just clean this, just clean it. All right, let's clean it and clean this place as well. You don't really need most of these things, just clean it. All right, so here we are. Move to the top a bit. So you come to your opacity, reduce the opacity. All right, reduce the opacity. Increase the size, since something I don't like. All right, so it's gonna be like this. Then after then, it's not still perfectly blended. Some persons may leave it like this, but I don't like it like this at all. Come to your shape, do this, do this. All right, just come to your color, go to gradient, click on plus, take this one, turn it to white, pure white, FFFF, and this one, make it transparent, drag this guy here. All right, so we have transparent top and white below. All right, so here we go. So send this to the back. In fact, before we do that, centralize to the top and right hand side. So send it to back. All right, then sorry, what I sent to the back should not be should not be in the back. So what we do is just make sure it's above this image, drag it. All right, it's blending, right? You may not like the outcome, copy again. All right, send to the back and bring it to the top of the image. All right, it's blending right now. If you love it like this, you leave it like that. All right, now you can see everything is looking original, it's looking perfect, looking natural. All right, so if you love this video, kindly hit on the subscribe button if you have not done that. And I plan to spend 45 minutes. We have 2 minutes left, so thank God fast today. So we're just gonna save this. You save as ultra, and you can leave it as JPG, or you save at PNG. PNG has more quality though. All right, I'm just gonna save it like this, and we're just gonna check it out in our gallery and see how beautiful our work looks. Yeah, we did everything together, right? So thank you for watching. Once again, I'm Samuel Precious. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you comment. Make sure you share the video. Make sure you like it. All right, so here is the video. Sorry, here is the flyer, the beautiful flyer we created just now. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.